Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Pokémon Colosseum. Last time we made our way through Area 6 here in the Mount Battle vs 100 mode, and in this episode, we're continuing on with Area 7. Hey, we're outside, it's a miracle. No volcano anymore.
We're just on the side, very high up.
Yeah, don't look down.
Yeah, don't look down.
Oh, another rich boy, eh?
So many rich boys.
He's got a Nijask.
Yeah, that's actually the interesting one. I'll go with this. I mean, we're obviously starting with a good boy Tyranitar as always, but you gotta have Ampharos in there with like half of them being flying types.
I just seen your tweet, Lester, but it wouldn't come up because I have the word Pokemon muted on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I brought up the tweet and it's like, you can't view this tweet because you got the word muted. I'm like, I'm trying to advertise your stream.
Yes, so much for watching.
It don't stream, but if I had an opening music, I would use the Fall of the Magister from Dragon Age Inquisition. That's actually one game that I've heard people really like.
Yeah, I heard the music from the game is pretty good.
I don't hear many people talk about it anymore. I know it won Game of the Year the game it came out, but after that, people just kind of forgot it existed.
Yeah, that usually happens with games after like a year of release, though. Not too surprising.
But this is EA we're talking about. Their games have shelf life of like 5 months, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured you did, Iceberg. I heard you talk about Dragon Age quite a bit. I haven't played any of them. I'd like to play them.
I own, I think, like one or two. I know I own... It's like supposed to be the first one. Origin. On Origin.
You got Origin on Origins. I'm sorry, you got Origins on Origin.
Yeah. Good enough. Now, the nice thing about this area we're starting to get to now as well is it's not just we get a change of scenery because it's no longer just orange, but we also finally have a change in music. We're not just using this generic battle theme in this game. We're using like the different battle theme we would get.
Yeah, it has a different, yeah. This guy, wait, what battle is this? This is 60, right?
I believe so, yeah.
He's already got a Salamence.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of already like doing a lot. Salamence is a really good Pokemon. I like him.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a really good dragon type.
I'm surprised that, like, you know, when we're like 60 and they already got like that.
Yeah. Although you also say that, and then we also have Harden. So not much has changed.
I'm gonna say, I keep calling him Nijask. His name is Ninjask.
There's no knees on that thing.
He's got an extra N there, Matthew. And Ninjask is actually kind of, in my opinion, an underrated Pokemon a little bit.
Yeah.
I know his sole purpose is pretty much to set up Baton Pass. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, it has an insane high speed value.
Yeah. Hi, Ethan. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I've never played Pokemon Colosseum, but I played Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. Oh, you played the better of the two.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you're really not missing much because it's basically the same game as this, but better in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Honestly, I like Colosseum, don't get me wrong, but XD is still my favorite out of the two.
It's like, do you want to see me play Colosseum? You want to see me play it again?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But XD is actually a more fleshed out game because it's a little bit longer than Colosseum.
Yeah, and it has a little more variety too, since it has double the amount of Pokemon from this game.
Oh, you bet, you guys. I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Ethan?
Yeah, can agree. Doing alright. Thanks for asking.
I had an interesting day today. You know, as much as they were telling us, hey, we're going to be doing a lot of overtime this week. We haven't done a lot of overtime this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had one of the shortest days, I think, in recent history for your job. So, not much overtime indeed.
Well, they told us, okay, well, we're going to be working on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to be working 10 hours instead of 8 hours. okay, we're like, we're, and not only that, we're working Saturday. We're working 5 hours on Saturday. We're all grumbling. We're like, getting all upset and everything. And then we work 10 hours on Tuesday. I'm exhausted. Wednesday rolls around. It starts snowing really bad. And then they said, actually, we're going to go home at 1:30 today. Like, okay. So we're going to go home and we're just doing 8 hours today. Yeah. And actually, because of snow, we're going to have a late start on Thursday. We're going to start at 7 instead of 5. I'm like, oh, okay. So we're still going to work 3:30. Yeah. Still going to work 3:30 on Thursday, but we're having a late start, so it's still going to be 8 hours. Like, okay, that makes sense. So we come into work on Thursday, late start, 7 o'clock. And then, after first break, they said, one of the supervisors came into the break room, came up and told us, they said, hey, got a question for all y'all. You guys want to go home at 1:30? Like, yeah.
Who wouldn't?
And they said, okay, we're going to go home at 1:30. So we ended up working 6 hours today. I'm like, okay, well, we worked 10 hours Tuesday, so it still evened itself out, I guess. We're still on track for 40 hours this week.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow it's going to be a normal day, but we still have to work Saturday, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm just like, I expect to work on Saturdays anymore.
Yeah. I think more or less at this point it's going to be just a question of how that day's going to go, because I think originally you said you're working shorter hours this week because of how things are starting to go with the weather, so they're thinking of maybe making the Saturday shift a longer one because of it.
Well, they haven't said anything, so I'm gonna if they don't say anything by tomorrow, and they surprise me with that, I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna take, you guys said 5 hours, so no, I'm not working 8 hours. I'm actually just gonna take my attendance point and go home.
Yeah, I don't blame
I'm
you.
really gonna tell them that and say, you guys gotta stop doing this surprise stuff on me. I'm not doing that. The struggle to get 20 hours since holidays, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. I know how that could feel. Right now it's like a slow season for my job as well. Like, I'm barely working this month, but I'm thinking next month is going to be a lot busier because of it. It's like after the holidays, things just kind of slow down for a lot of jobs, which kind of sucks since, hours are gotten important and it's hard to get hours in some jobs.
I did learn something today, and this is the first time you're hearing about this, Amber. I actually did get a raise.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Yeah, I actually did get a raise this week. Or I guess it happened last week on my last paycheck. And I had to go, but the silly, stupid thing about it is I had to go up to the HR lady and ask her, said, because I noticed something weird with my last paycheck. Noticed I got a little bit more than I did. So I was just curious. I asked her, I said, hey, did I get a raise or something, or did you guys overpay me? And I was being honest. And she looked it up. She said, yeah, you got, we increased your hourly rate by this much. And, and I was like, oh, well, she said, did you have an employee evaluation? I said, yeah, but they never said anything about a raise. And she said, oh, figures. So something did happen, good happen today.
It's just in a weird way. It is not surprising for your job. Also, didn't they also just say you're supposed to get a raise soon too? I guess it took longer than anticipated.
Yeah, well, they just didn't even bother telling me I got one. I'm like, okay. Yesterday, someone scheduled one of my coworkers the last minute. He was initially supposed to start at 2 p.m., but someone schedules him the last minute to 11 a.m. He was unnotified. Yeah, well, at that point, I would just flat out tell my job. I said, hey, if you guys can't notify me at an earlier date, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I hate it when they do that kind of last minute thing, because you don't know if that person has something already scheduled for that day. And when it's that early in the morning, it'd be hard for someone to get a hold of them before the shift's supposed to start.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be here at 11. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, right? So what am I supposed to do?
Thank you, Iceberg. See, I appreciate it. That's the thing that I was worried about this morning. They told us all before we left yesterday. Okay, work starts at 7. instead of 5. You know, in the back of my mind, something's telling me saying they're gonna start at 5 and expected us all to know about it.
Yeah, probably, because I've seen that happen before.
Because I wouldn't put it past them. Wouldn't put it past them.
No, they've done that kind of crap to you guys before, so I wouldn't either.
I agree. I'm looking back at the older messages in chat. Yeah, Ethan, I agree with you too. XD has a better story than Colosseum.
Yeah, it's more fleshed out.
I agree with you on that. XD really kind of up the ante with him.
Yeah. I was also like thinking of the side character that they have for Wes in this game. Her name's like what, like Rui? It's something really hard to pronounce.
Rui.
Yeah. Like she honestly, she has no reason to exist in the plot. And they knew that because in XD they took her out. They could have easily had a side character like that again, but they didn't even bother because it didn't serve any purpose. She barely did anything. Ooh, thank you for the 500 bits, Iceberg. Appreciate that. A natural born winner. Take it from me. I'll be bouncing.
Grung pig sprang up.
I love the bounce animation in this game, quote unquote. It's literally just pushing them up. It's like, I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Cat's on the freaking couch again. Hold on a second. Gotta get him out. Oh, I hate when he does this.
Wow, I'm surprised it didn't kill. If it's gonna bounce again, I might as well try just doing rock slide and see if that hits it. I can't remember if that hits it in the air like fly. We'll find out. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I can't do anything, might as well try. Makes you feel any better? There's some people at my job who have 2-hour shifts. Before taxes, 2-hour shifts results in $26. At that point, I'd be trying to find a different job. That's not enough. That barely covers gas.
That doesn't even cover gas.
No, well, it depends on how far away they are. But yeah, that's disgusting.
He's got the upholstery on his claws.
Well, he's the one that does that to himself.
Now he doesn't. Now he's walking weird because he's like, "What is this on my feet?" I'm like, "You're the dummy that put it there."
Alright, it's been a while since I played Colosseum or XD. I forgot the stupid animation Grubble has in this game when it gets hit. Its lip extends like a good 2 feet out. It's so good.
Yeah, like his jaw it's like a cartoony feel. Whenever he gets hit, his jaw just stays in place.
It's so dumb, but so good. Like his jaw's made of rubber. Or, sorry, shirt, like her jaw. It's a she after all. I'm so used to seeing male Grubbles. It's rare I usually see a female one.
Granville is a fairy type in later generations.
Oh yeah, Gramble. I don't know why I always called it Grubble as a kid. Probably because every time I played, I'm always playing on a screen that's either very tiny, like GBA, or a CRT with blurry composite, so the A looks like a U.
All right, I have, like I said, when I was growing up, Psy Energy and Golden Sun, I always called it Fizz Energy because I, don't understand what PSY means.
Yeah. We look back at the stuff nowadays and I'm like, wow, we were this stupid back then. We learned a lot over the years.
I was talking to somebody at work about how hard the English language must be to learn, for people who are not native speakers of English, because like, I'll put it this way. Like, I'll give you an example. We park on a driveway. Like,
Yeah.
it's opposite of what we are doing. So it must be really hard for, like, people who don't speak English to learn the language itself, because you know, this is like we got words that are literally opposites of each other.
Yeah, it's not just that, but the English language itself is so complex because it's just a bunch of like similar sounding things too. So it's very hard to distinguish a lot of words in the English language. One of my coworkers growing up, he wanted to be a garbage collector because he thought that garbage collectors only worked one day of the week. I mean, if only.
What? That doesn't. Okay. They have a schedule.
Yeah, like you think about it, I was like, wait a minute.
They don't do all the work in one day. They have different routes.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, the different routes take them to different areas, so it's different days for that reason.
Yeah.
If only it's just like, alright, you just do this one town, and this town only is a Monday route. Like, alright, well, there you go, but that's rare.
It's a new type introduced in X and Y, supposed to help counter dragon. Yeah. It
Yeah.
also gave poison types a purpose.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fairy actually helped balance a lot more of like the weirder types that were in so many older generations.
Yeah, like poison types are actually viable now because fairy type exists.
Yeah. Because before, the only reason a poison type would be good on your team was just to have like the stats like toxic.
That was a real good switch in, by the way.
Well, I had a feeling this thing is going to use some kind of ground move, either Earthquake or Magnitude. So Tyranitar would have just died.
Toxic is weird because everyone can learn it anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Toxic is like that one poison move that does not matter who you have on your team for that. Ever French does not know the sound the way it looks like. Yeah, that's another. I've heard of so many like French words just not come out right or just sound confusing as
I
well.
forget Electrode's eyes just pop out of his head whenever he faints.
Yeah, it's another like super cartoony expression when you're hurt.
Oh, I guess did you hear about the Devil May Cry 3 getting its other mode it revealed today?
No, I haven't heard about that.
They're adding local co-op to the Bloody Palace. Only in the Switch version, and you can play as Virgil.
Alright, that's cool, but at the same time, Capcom, you make no sense when it comes to this series. You're doing so many weird things with Devil May Cry right now.
Yeah, I was just like, well, they're doing weird. Well, I think it's really cool that the Switch version is getting all these cool updates. I know a lot of people who bought the game originally on the other systems are kind of a little bit pissed off about it, but I'm just like,
Oh yeah, because there's no reason for it not to have co-op for starters.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. It's just, like, I get it. I get people being upset about it, but in the same sense, it's just like, well, they want to sell this to you. They're trying to incentivize people buying it.
Yeah, again, it's just kind of weird. Hey, Paulie Dorgon, how you doing?
Yeah, Iceberg. Toxic's weird because everyone can learn anyway. Is that why so many people root on during online games? Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone can learn Toxic, so because of that, don't go on voice chat.
Oh, speaking of toxic behavior. Oh my gosh, can I just say, I don't know, I'm bringing this up, I talked to you about this before stream. How stupid this whole speculations on when Nintendo's getting a Direct is getting.
Yeah. Well, people are just super impatient. That's the problem.
I was telling it, like, I was seeing a lot of toxic behavior. I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of miss the fan base when it was the Wii U days.
Yeah, it was more tame back then, but it was also smaller.
Yeah. I just, I miss it because it's just like I saw something today, and this was a really. I'm sorry, to the person who thinks that this take is a valid criticism. It's not a valid criticism. You just don't understand what game development goes through. I saw literally a take this morning of someone saying, I was thinking that since Nintendo had stopped doing 3DS games, that they would be ramping up productions on making more Switch games. But I guess that's not the case.
That's not how it works in the industry. It takes time.
That's not how game development works. I said you're going from a handheld console that wasn't HD and doing games for console that are HD.
Well, it's not just that. The Switch is a complicated system to develop on because, one, it's older hardware at this point, so games kind of tax the system. But it's also a case where they got kind of develop like two different graphical versions of the game. One that can run in a portable mode, and one that can run in a console mode with more power, which takes more resources. So they gotta technically develop the game in like two ways, which takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I got so irritated. I was like, you don't understand what you're talking about. I said, just because you have more studios making games for you, that doesn't mean it's going to equal out in more games. You're literally having those companies that used to make smaller games work on the bigger games. That doesn't mean the bigger games are going to magically be more of them. I said, it's an HD console. It takes more work than just a 3DS game does. I said, and plus, not only that, the 3DS companies are making games for the Switch. Next Level Games made Luigi's Mansion 3. Grezzo made Link's Awakening. Pokemon made new Pokemon games. Fire Emblem made a new Fire Emblem game. Or Intelligent System made a new Fire Emblem game. I said, what are you talking about?
The fan base just doesn't know what they want when it comes to that kind of stuff because no one understands this and no one wants to listen either. That's the bigger problem.
Oh, that I saw that. I said, that's a horrible take. Why are people saying that?
How's it going? Things are going pretty good so far. Things going with you? But yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, it's more or less, people have too high of expectations. That's the problem. And I agree with what you're saying there, Iceberg. Fans should be glad that Nintendo has regular updates now instead of just keeping people in the dark before the Nintendo Direct days. We would only get maybe like one major time of the year for announcements, but now we get them all the time. So think about that. Years ago, we barely got any news about updates until the games were getting close to release. Go back to those days if you're really complaining that much and look back. It's a good thing what we have now. Give them time because they want to present stuff all at once, which takes time for them to develop the games, put together these trailers, and have enough together in one, like, say, 30-minute direct to show off. They can't just do this overnight.
Yeah, people would have to read Nintendo Power. I mean, good lord, everybody wants to talk about, oh, well, we kind of are in a drought right now. I said, it's been since November. What the hell are you talking about, drought?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not really a drought at all. When you come to first-party releases, sure, it may be a little bit slower because they're working on so many big titles. Third parties have still been going crazy, and their biggest title of the year is probably Animal Crossing at this point, which is coming out in a month.
Well, I mean, it's just like, you guys, the last big game that came out from Nintendo was Pokemon in November. I said, if you want to talk about droughts, you haven't been around during the Wii U days, obviously.
Oh, yeah. There was basically a whole year where we got nothing. 2016 will go down as one of the most unimpressive years for a Nintendo console. Because after, it was like April or May, something like that, first parties basically stopped until, one game, which was Paper Mario Color Splash, and then that was it. All for the Switch. That's pretty much how it went.
Yeah. The Switch, I feel like, has spoiled so many people.
Oh, yeah, big time.
It's just like, look, game development takes a long time to do.
Yep.
Just stop acting so impatient. It's stupid to act this way.
Yeah. Like, here's a good example. I've been waiting for Freedom Planet 2 for, like, they announced it in, like, 2015, so I've been waiting over 4 years. And there is actually a meme joke in that community that is basically saying, when Freedom Planet 2, in a very positive way. They took the joke and made it something positive. Like, they're embracing it, saying, take as much time as you need. We're waiting for the product. We'll be here. Like, it's so positive for that reason. And I've noticed that in general. When you go to, like, smaller things, like an indie title, it's definitely a much more positive scene. Anything huge, you see a lot of negativity.
Yeah, I saw people. I don't know. I kind of am missing a little bit of the. I'm not saying like all the Nintendo fan bases are like all of the Nintendo fan bases like this, but my goodness, I've seen so many people. I can't even go look at anything Nintendo tweets anymore. It's Apple.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, I had to flat mute the worst Nintendo Direct on Twitter because I know how that goes. If I didn't leave it unmuted, half the replies and pretty much anything Nintendo would post or even retweet would just be, when's the Direct? So it would just become really toxic in the replies.
If you want to see a real drought, then live in the desert. Or look at the last time the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong. People do not realize how long fans had to wait for like Shenmue 3, Kingdom Hearts 3. Patience goes a long way. Exactly. There's a lot of games that took forever. Duke Nukem Forever. They're the most famous example. Duke Nukem took over a decade. People had to wait for a long time, but they didn't just like raise arms at the devs for taking forever. I mean, they were questioning things, but they didn't scream at them like people are right now.
Look at the Half-Life fan base. They're finally getting a game next month.
I mean, unfortunately, it's VR, so most of the people who want to play it won't be able to.
Neo took a good decade. Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah, that is also true. Neo took a long time. Shame that Duke Nukem is not that good, though. Yeah, that was the downside there. Fans were waiting pretty patiently after a bit, but then the product they got was just kind of decent at best. And we're getting some weird combinations of Pokemon. We're starting to fight with these trainers. It's like, what do I throw out? Because it almost seems like every one of my Pokemon is only going to be good for one member, and it depends on who they send. It's getting more complicated to pick.
I guess the Sonic movie got its reviews today, and it looks like it's a pretty good, decent movie.
Yeah, from what I've been seeing, it's getting like pretty okay score. It's like it's kind of what I expected for a kids movie.
Yeah,
nothing terrible.
It's got a little bit of like what 1% higher than Detective Pikachu got on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean, give it a little bit of time too, because these are early reviews before like the actual like viewing base goes to see it, because you never go by reviewers going to see a movie and putting a review on there, because their scores are all over the place.
Yeah.
I wonder what a Duke Nukem randomizer stream SonicGhost would look like. Be a lot of crap everywhere. Literally, because I know one of the items you get in the game is just your poop.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a weird game. I own it, I just haven't played it.
I own it too, but I don't play it. I don't have it. I haven't played it yet. I meant to say that I haven't played it. I'm sorry. Donphan's kind of an underrated Pokemon, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't play the right version. I don't have to get a Donphan on my team, though. I like Ursaring better out of the two. Just because I like bears.
Well, not just that, but I think Ursaring is also like more powerful Pokemon too, like a higher attack stat. So it's technically a better one. I also like Houndoom, but right there was a good example of like a big problem it has. It's just weak defenses. So it's really good as a powerhouse, but it's kind of like a glass cannon.
It also didn't help that you used Earthquake, a move that's super effective and is really strong.
Oh yeah, and also I'm a ground type, so I got that stab doing way more damage.
Yeah. People was like, well, it didn't do very good against its weakness. I was like, that's its weakness.
Yeah, exactly.
You exploited its weakness, like everybody else does. So of course it's going to lose. Speaking of underrated Pokemon, if you don't love me at my insert Magikarp, then you don't deserve me at my insert Gyarados. You say that when we were just talking about Gyarados not too long ago.
So I put that on a Valentine's Day card.
Yeah.
Ow. That was a little too close. I didn't let this thing a double kick. This whole time, I've been going kind of based on my memory from just the 3 runs I did of this on emulator. So I don't know what any of the Pokemon are coming up or like their moves. I could pull up a list. I just have been going blind in it just to see if I can react from memory. Because there's a good list on, I believe it's Bulbapedia is the one I use, just to like confirm some stuff for the Pokecoupon amounts. Their list on there is pretty accurate. The only weird thing I found with the list, I don't know if it's like how I played or if it's maybe just something random. But I've had like 2 out of my 3 runs where the final battle didn't give me like 14,000 Pokecoupons, it gave me like 12,000, which is kind of weird. It's supposed to give you 14.
Is it almost at 70? Yeah, it's almost at 70.
Yeah, getting there.
Only 30 more battles to go. This is going to be probably the part that really drags, because now we're into the part where it's more harder Pokemon to take down.
Well, I'm anticipating like each area maybe take about an hour because they're getting more difficult and they're also throwing Pokemon at us that have higher stats in general, so they're also going to be more defensive. I say that as Ninetales he has Fire Spin of all things. Like, okay. The only good thing about this is I can't swap out, but it's a terrible move. Stop using it. This is not Generation 1. It's only good in Generation 1.
Yeah, because trap people.
Yeah, because of being glitched and all. Yeah, gonna have to be more strategic once you hit Area 7. Yeah, because again, that's when they start throwing a lot more at you. Bigger combinations, tougher Pokemon. They really gotta think before you battle.
Porygon 2. I always like Porygon 2's design because it's based on those old toys of those birds that would just dunk their head in the water and bring it back up.
Yeah.
Little bobber ducks.
Yeah, it's a little like bobbing birds.
Also, Porygon, you can screw you over there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because he has that lock-on move, so he can make sure he hits you, and that's the problem. So that's why I'm using Rock Slide to flinch him.
He's like, I use Lock-On. Now I'm going to use Zap Cannon and cause you to be automatically paralyzed.
And I say, what's that? Rock Slide. Well, so much for your move.
I think we, since the last time we streamed this last week, I mentioned how people want to complain about there not being enough Pokemon in Sword and Shield. Now, since the last stream, Pokemon Home has actually been shadow dropped on us.
Yeah, and they updated the game to add like 50 new Pokemon to Sword and Shield as well.
Was it 50 new Pokemon?
That's what I read.
I know it's like all the mythical.
Are you kidding me? 6 HP! Well, it's gonna die from the sandstorm anyways.
It's got high defense, that's why.
I know, but like 6 HP is like, oh, come on. You couldn't have just died now? You're gonna die here in a minute anyways.
Porygon 2, yeah, it's some. I don't like Porygon 2 that much. But yeah, didn't they add like all the mythical Pokemon and all the legendaries, and then I think they added they added Melmetal and Meltan, which is weird because the Pokemon Company actually came out and said that Melmetal and Meltan aren't part of Generation 7 or 8.
What the heck are they then? Come on.
They're unknown.
Just put them a part of a generation.
Damn it! I missed my chance, man. You were on the nice number.
It's not nice anymore. Oh, they added 35 new monsters. I just looked it up, and the first result I got saying Pokemon Hode added 35 new Pokemon to Sword and Shield. That was kind of close. Hey, Celtics, how you doing? This one's complicated, because, like, look, half of this is going to be good for Houndoom, and the other half will murder Houndoom in, like, 2 shots. Like, what do I do? It's more complicated for that reason.
Looks like Tyranitar would be best bet, and then Ampharos would be another one.
Oh, yeah. Well, unfortunately, I didn't pick Ampharos, but it's also a case of, I've also picked, instead of Ampharos, is Flygon. It's mainly because of this guy.
I was going to say, what if he's going to use Gyarados?
Well, that's what I'm not sure about. It depends.
That's not going to do very much.
No.
Oh, look, your Sandstorm got canceled.
Yeah. I regret my decisions.
Do you have Rock Slide?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to use the Rock move next.
Okay, yeah, there you go. I forget, you get healed after every battle.
Yeah, because I have leftovers on Tyranitar. Although it's a problem when the other opponent has that as well, because then it's basically, here's your weather effect, take the chip damage, here's your leftovers, here's their leftovers. Like, it's gonna take like another half a minute just to get back into the menu.
Man, I really wish I didn't have to go to work on Saturday because we're going to the movies tomorrow. I don't want to have to worry about rushing to get home so I can go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to the movies too tomorrow? Okay, I'm guessing you're going to see the same movie we're going to see.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that like in Amber stream yesterday, seeing the Sonic movie on release. I'm probably honestly just gonna wait for it to come out on like Netflix or something, because I don't want to pay over $20 to see Sonic. That is stupid when I have to work for starters, but even if I had work, I don't care. That's too much money.
Yeah, I get you.
That's the problem going to the movies anymore. It's getting more expensive. Our theater got rid of basically all the deals, which really makes it difficult to go.
Dang, you're gonna go see a lot of movies this weekend. I actually got somebody, a co-worker of mine asked me, she's an older lady, she asked me, today, she said, what would be a good movie? She said, Matthew, you go to the movies a lot. She said, what would be a good movie to take my 86-year-old mother to go to the movies and see?
You didn't tell her Sonic, did you?
No, I didn't tell her that, no. I looked at all the movies on the list and I said, I think I got a good one for you. And I told her, I said, it's The Call of the Wild. It's that Harrison Ford movie with the CG dog in the Alaskan frontier. I was like, that'd be good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing that one a lot on like commercials and such. It don't look that bad, actually. Although from what I've seen in the commercial, the dog kind of looks CG, though, which is a little distracting.
I know. That's what I said. It's like, yeah, why is the dog CG? Why can't
Yeah.
they just train the regular dog?
Like, you can see it's like, it's pretty natural when it's moving around, and then it starts like barking or looking at you. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's CG.
Because the movie theater near me might close down. Costco wants to tear down the plaza for a new store. Oh my gosh.
I hate it when that happens, because they want to expand, but by doing that, they gotta shut someone else down. And it's bad because that means there's like nothing in your area, which also sucks. Taking away entertainment's really bad.
The tickets there are $5. Oh gosh, man, I really wish we could go to your theater, Iceberg. That's cheap.
Yeah, that's what we used to have at ours. We used to have about like $5 tickets at ours for like around Tuesdays, and then they got rid of that when the new management bought it.
Like, oh hi Kira.
Hey, how's it going?
Um,
Wow, that battle went way better than I expected. Because nothing happened.
but I was trying to say is like, for me and Amber to go see Sonic movie tomorrow. This is how
$20.
stupid, how pricey it is. Just for me and Amber to go see the movie, it cost us $28 for both of us to go.
Oh yeah, I would not go for that price. That is disgusting. Again, this is why I'm just gonna wait because, ugh, any more going to the movies basically costs more actually than just buying the thing on Blu-ray when it comes out.
Yeah.
And if it's that, then it's like I'd rather actually spend the money to actually own the film because of that price. That's just ugh.
I get you.
Now that we cleared out Area 7 here, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video on that note. Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum's Mount Battle vs 100 mode, we'll be continuing on here at Mount Battle with Area 8. I'll see you guys next time.